playing in my head. I think prior to all this happening, we were able to look at white people as individuals. Not how, and we're
that's
never
exactly
done. That's
what
never been done for us. We've
Yeah.
always been grouped. They see black people, they've always been grouped. And the crazy thing about it is the whole scare thing. We're scared of black people because I've heard people say it. I know it's been publicized in the media. Why? Like, seriously, why?
I was gonna think that. Because I wanted to ask that question. Like, what exactly has a black person
Because
ever
historically,
done? Episode of the Race Card LLC. This is Sarah Pearson Collins.
and I'm Keziah Pearson.
And we are back again.
Yeah, we're back.
So it's been a couple weeks since the massacre at Tops at Buffalo, and I just wanted to check in with that. We did have a couple of podcasts before that, but it was shot. It's been, I don't know. It was shot after that.
It was shot right after that, and then a number of other things happened.
So the school shooting in Texas.
Right.
And it's been like a bunch of mass shootings all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't want people to get twisted with the mass shootings and to forget that this was a racially motivated mass shooting in Buffalo. So like,
right. So there's a major difference. Well, what I consider a major difference is the fact that we all collectively have to be concerned about mass shootings, right? But then the added piece for black people is that on top of being worried about a mass shooting, there can also be one that happens and it's directly about me just based off the color of my skin. And the crazy part about it is, so I've had conversations like, so every group has their issues, right? And one of the issues, so there's colorism, but then there's colorism, right? And so that's the different shades, right? The different shades. But then there's also, I probably should start this over. But I want to get to the point about people thinking that, well, I'm not black. I'm Jamaican.
yeah,
and,
I saw that. Cuban or whatever. And
so I'm not black. But the thing about it is that you're missing, and it drives me crazy with black people. There's this little girl who's like, well, I'm African and you black people. I'm like, hold up. Because post-shooting, now I'm like, I don't think the shooter would have stopped and been like, well, where exactly are you from? How many languages do you speak? He was totally looking at the color of a person's skin and taking people out according to that. Students said they saw a white man in the video and he was like, oh, don't shoot me. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Because he recognized that the man was white. And then he turned and shot a person that appeared to be black. So if you have any shade, any melanin in your skin whatsoever, you are at risk. So I don't want to hear, well, I'm not black. That's so ridiculous to me.
it's just the color of your skin. It's the color of your skin.
Yeah.
So.
And I get why. I get why people are like, well, I don't want to be associated with black people because we've been given such a bad name. And that's not even who we are. But media portrays us in such a negative light
all
that,
the time. Yeah.
that I get it. You're trying to not be associated with that. I wouldn't want to be anything but black. But I hear you. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I wanted to just really touch upon, and this is very relevant with what we're going to talk about today, because I guess just your feelings after this whole thing has happened, you know, what it's done personally to you. I wonder what white people think about blacks. This is before the shooting, but I wonder, like, when they see us, and I'm just saying when they see us as in black people, what do you think about? Like, what do you think about us? Because, like, do you get scared? Like, when you see, like, I really honestly want to know. And the reason why is because now okay, so post this shooting, I have been very fearful of white males. It's not the white males that I know personally. It's like me going to the gym. I was at the gym a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this white guy, and he's like off in the distance, and I'm looking through the mirror, but I can see him in the background looking at me, and I'm just like, and so automatically I go into fight or flight. I'm looking for what would I do in the event something goes down. Why is he looking at me? Then I'm looking at every single white male in the gym, and I'm trying to determine, okay, could they have a gun on them? Can they? I'm having all of these thoughts. I have gotten scared. Like if I walk past a white male now, I've gotten scared. Like I'm constantly observing my surroundings. I'm scared. I am scared to be shot. Like I am. Like it's ridiculous. I was in Walmart. We was in Walmart the other day just shopping. So it's hard for me to even be anywhere. And I don't know who I'm speaking for. I'm speaking for myself. But I was shopping at Walmart. And I'm with her, but she's not in the same aisle as me. I had two like moments where I started getting like this panic feeling in me. Like, what if something happens? And I'm trying to go over it in my head. Like, can I call her? Am I going to scream her name? Like, how I'm going to get to her in the event something happens in the store? You know, I know that we've noticed a lot of presence with the police, especially in the hood Walmarts and places. I've seen a lot of presence in the community. I've noticed. What have you noticed? Because I don't want to keep.
I think the same thing has happened to me. Like probably the same day within that. Okay, so where are the exits? What's my plan of escape if something were to happen? Am I going to call her name? And it's just like you'll be shopping, going along, and all of a sudden you'll get this panic thing come over you, and it's like, okay, where's my sister? You know what I mean? Because we need to be side by side, even though we're not shopping for the same things. But it's like we need to be side by side. Prior to this last, because like every week we're shopping, right? So prior to that, right after the shooting, I didn't have groceries in the house, and so I had to go to the store. And I ended up going to Walmart like 3 times on the same day, because every time I went in, all I could think about was getting out. And so whatever it was that usually I'm normally, okay, I know what I want. I never make lists because I know what I want, right? And I go and I get, and I might get some extra things, but I know what I want. I couldn't even think
extra things.
I couldn't even think about what it was that I wanted. All I could think about was getting out.
Yeah.
And so, and then to walk past an officer he was talking to somebody about, well, you know, this Walmart is closer to the black neighbor, the east side, so that's the reason why they're stationed more. And I'm hearing this, and my mind is all I want to do is get my groceries, but now this thing is playing in my head. I think prior to all this happening, we were able to look at white people as individuals. Not how, and we're never done. That's never been done for us. We've always been grouped. They see black people, they've always been grouped. And the crazy thing about it is the whole scare thing. We're scared of black people because I've heard people say it. I know it's been publicized in the media. Why? Like seriously, why?
I was gonna think that. Because I wanted to ask that question. Like, what exactly has a black person
because historically
ever done to you personally to harm you?
Even better, on a larger scale, what have black people done on a large scale to make white people afraid of them? Because historically, the things that have happened to us have been on large scales to make us want to not individualize you. You know what I mean? To make you group you. And up until this top shooting, I think we've been able to individualize white people. And now it's just like, if I don't know you, you're getting a side eye. And I'm watching, my head is constantly on a swivel now. Constantly. Every time I step in, step out, everywhere I go, I'm constantly looking around. And if I see you and and it's just like, it's like the way people look at black people. If you're not dressed a certain way or whatever, and even if you are dressed a certain way, I'm still looking at you like, okay.
So I feel like I'm stereotyping. I'm
definitely doing that
you
now.
Based on what you're wearing, how your hair is cut. If you look like you could possibly be like, I'm just gonna say it like a Proud Boy or a skinhead, or if you're dressed in that, if I'm really like watching you, I'm doing a lot of eye contact because I want to make sure that I'm looking.
I see you, and I want you to see me seeing you. You know what I mean?
So it's just I'm on a heightened state of alert
Constantly. Now, how do you live like that? Is the other part.
I don't know.
Because
And
it's
I don't know how we
exhausting.
get
It was
past
exhausting before. But once you have contact with a person, somebody that has a different skin tone from you, once you have that contact, you're less likely to treat them in a negative manner, or if you see something happening, you're more likely to stand up and say, hold up, that's not right, as opposed to, oh, well, it doesn't matter.